EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. Off we go from Vegas. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll send him over to the left. A short gain there to about the 22. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is McCarthy. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass ball is incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. He's got a receiver. It's Addison. A gain of 17 yards. It'll be a Vikings 1st down. Now a give up the middle. And he'll get to the 40 on a short gain. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Following the penalty, they'll run it. Not much there, maybe a yard. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll stick with him again. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on third down. To the middle of the field. Taken in by Addison.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now a run on first down. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up. They face 2nd down and 7. Up the middle they go. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
They'll get 19 out of that play. First down, Vegas. They'll stay on the ground. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Josh Metellus there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run, and this is Dylan Loudby. He'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
And that is incomplete.
So they made it a priority here early to try to get him the ball in the first quarter. But that was their 3rd attempt. None of them have resulted in a catch. You got to start looking elsewhere. You don't want to get into a position, Mike, where you feel like you're forcing the guy the ball and forcing your offense to run through him. And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll begin here on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
He'll tuck it and take off. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Anytime the quarterback has the ability to extend the play with his legs, it just puts so much pressure on the defense. Here you are thinking you have all the routes banned up, there's nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he breaks the pocket, and he's able to pick up the first down.
So, a field goal apiece here in that first quarter. 3-all is the score. And we're back in Vegas after this. 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. McKenzie to return. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
He'll only be able to get the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. 19 more on that one, and another 1st down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
He's got his big tight end, Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders take a 10-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. He runs with it. And McCarthy's going to get down and pick up the 1st down. Good, smart play with the slide by J.J. That's a gain of 14 and a 1st down. Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. Trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So this was a great stress test for this defense, Mike. Everybody prepares to defend a quarterback from within the pocket. But how do you defend that quarterback when he breaks the pocket? In this case, watch everybody flow. Everybody stays with the plate and maintains their assignment. They get rewarded for a chance at the interception, and he comes through with the pick.
A gain there of 15. Good for a Raider 1st down. They'll look to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Got his man at the 6. He is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out, so they'll take over at the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. Open man downfield, it's Addison. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
On 1st down, here's McCarthy. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little...
That's over the middle and intercepted. 2 minutes remaining here in this 1st half. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. First and 10 now from the 36. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
He'll take off again.
Yeah, that's a nice job. He's out of the pocket. He knows he doesn't need all that much for a 1st down. He's able to tuck it, get out of bounds, and keep this drive alive.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. Quick hitting slant there. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Now McCarthy. Going up top. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Would have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Third and 2, and here's McCarthy. He's got his tight end, Hawkinson. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. To the air once more is McCarthy. He'll go right and find his running back.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play. Put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Throwing again is under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now, faking the give. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. That one good for 26 yards.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart.
That is intercepted. Picked off by Ivan Pace. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
When it starts bad, it has a funny way of ending up getting worse, and I don't think that could be any more true than it is right now. They're already down by multiple possessions, and after that...
And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream, a pick 6 for touchdown. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Final 9 seconds of this half, and the kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. first and 10, it's McCarthy. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson. Now, right on the heels of the pick six, he is intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And this is what comes when you decide to attack outside the numbers. You have to have a quarterback that's A, willing to make tough throws, and B, the arm strength to do it. He has the arm. Just think that one was a little too reckless, and they end up with a big interception.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to run it. And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here, first and 10. The third quarter begins with a run. And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. A short one taken by Hawkinson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Minnesota.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball, winning on third down.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to now the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play. And that's exactly what they did.
He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. They get an even 20 on that one. It'll be a Vikings first down. That's quickly out to Jefferson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. A big play for Minnesota. 33 yards. Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it first and goal. He's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8-yard line.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
It's back at the 8 now for second and goal. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He's got it at the 3. And some space opening up as he works it down to the 2. try to run this one in. And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it is 4th and goal. They'll go. Here's McCarthy. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 6.
Just think back to a few plays ago, Mike. This offense is finding themselves entering the red zone. It looked like we're about to see a touchdown, but that's how fast things can change in this game. The defense finds themselves with their back against the wall, coming up with a huge 4th down stop. Not only do they keep points off the board, but it's nicer to do it when you come off with the ball in your hand.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now a give on the ground. A gain there of 10 yards. 1st down, Vegas.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off. How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
A handoff as they try to run it here. He'll bring this up to the 22. Linebacker Ivan Pace up to make that play. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Back to throw. He gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And try as he might, he will not get back to that line of scrimmage. They will force him out for a loss.
Mike, these are the plays that on the stat sheet, the offensive lineman, look at the quarterback a little sideways. He has a chance to just throw that ball out of bounds, but instead, he takes it out of bounds himself, and that goes on the stat sheet as a sack.
That is brought in, and he will score. Touchdown, Vegas. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Carlson now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Raiders will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of the Raiders has got it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff running right. putting the tight end in motion. They'll go with a counter on first down, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. On second down, they'll run. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. They'll look to throw. Side, he's got it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up first and goal. Well, after being stopped for no gain on first down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question. Second and goal from the 2, what do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till third down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on second and goal.
And he's going to get stopped in the backfield. They'll take him down at the 3-yard line.
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's fourth and goal. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
On first and 10, it's McCarthy. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. On second down, here's McCarthy. Now he'll run it.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Here's third and 2. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. To the middle of the field. Taken in by Addison.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, if we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
So the big play gets him down close. And now it's 1st and goal. Looking to throw. McCarthy. That one, take it in. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The kick is good. Makes the score Raiders 34, Vikings 10. Will Reichert the kickoff for the Vikings.
Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. 14 yards on that pass play there. Good for a Raider 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. That is 14 for the 2nd time. Back-to-back 14-yard gains and a 1st down.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Here's 3rd and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. And he is very close to the 1st down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's 4th and inches. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's going to be caught. And he's going to have the 1st down. Aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down.
That's good for another Las Vegas.
Here's a run going left. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 2nd down and 3. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll bring this inside the 15. That's good enough for the 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And not much there. Down to about the 13. They'll stick with him again. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. He's going to let one fly for Addison. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
And he's going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down. That was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs. To throw, it's McCarthy. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Reichert now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer. So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down. So the Black Hole celebrates. It's a win for the Raiders. They're able to build on the solid performance of a week ago. And they make it 2 in a row with the victory here in this one.